28.
This is 28. All right. Get started? Ready?
Yep.
All right. All right, everyone. Hey, back for another episode of Shtajio's vlog. This is episode 28. I'm Henry Thurlow.
Arthur Isom.
All right. So it's been a couple weeks, actually. We, for the first time, I think, missed a couple weeks there. But we were busy, mainly finishing the new weekend video that just
crazy deadline. So.
Just finally got released. Yeah. So you guys saw what we worked on for the last few months. For those who haven't checked it out yet, we made all the animation production for the weekend's new video, Snow Child.
Snow Child.
So Arthel directed it. He was the director. I was the Enshutsu, which translates to technical director. And then I also animated on it. Arthel also did art direction for it. And then all our animators back there did all the sequences and stuff. So yeah, check that out if you haven't. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. Do you have anything to say about the video?
Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's a lot of Easter eggs for you guys if you like the weekend. So yeah, check it out. That's it.
Cool.
How do I feel about that?
Yeah. So thanks to the video, but not just the video. Recently, we've been getting more and more press, right? A lot of articles about us and stuff like that. We still haven't blown up, I don't think. Personally, that's how I feel. Like, we're not there yet. Yeah. We're still doing music videos and stuff, which I love. And I love music videos and I love shorts, and yet not a feature film or anything like that, right? So, I don't think we've blown up, but more and more press. So today's topic is kind of press related, right? Press related. So, you don't get to choose what people write about you, which is probably a good thing, to be honest. Like, being just keeping it totally real, like kind of taking myself out of the situation. Like, I think journalists should, write the situation as they see fit. And obviously, it can't just be the skewed opinion of the people in the articles, right? Especially when you're writing stories about people and what they may have done and stuff like that, law-related things. That's really important. Entertainment, too, I suppose. Although, in the entertainment field, I feel like usually it's the celebrities and stuff kind of getting shafted to a certain degree, like things about them that shouldn't be out there, or it's not people's business, or skewed takes on things. So for us, I'm totally thankful for all of the press that comes out and like everything. I don't read every article from top to bottom because there's a lot, but like I always check them out and see kind of what the general vibe is, and generally it's really great, and like all the comment section and everything is good. So a few weeks ago or a month ago or so now, we've been getting articles written about us for a while. The Japan Times did something on us like right when we first came out. Anime News Network and places like that had posted about when our studio was first formed, right? And they said, this studio just got formed and this is where it's set up and everything, and here's what they're working on. Even before that, a few years earlier, BuzzFeed did the article with me, Henry Thurlow, animator in Japan, right? So our existence has been written about. But like a month ago or so, there was one article written focusing on you, saying they are first black-owned studio, right? And that one is what kind of picked up. That got popular.
That got super popular. Got like a lot of fans from that.
Yeah.
And then we got like even more press from that.
Yeah. So that was the big one that we had lots of little things before, but none of them all of a sudden, boom, we wake up and there's 10,000 new followers or something, right? But that one did that, And by the way, 100% true. Right? That there is no black-owned studio in Japan, right? So it's not something like I don't think we thought about. We were just like we know each other. Let's set up this studio. At first, we were thinking earlier on like, I wonder if people will write first American-owned studio, because we're really among the only Americans working here. I know some European animators that are out here, but not really Americans. Michael Arias was an American director, but that was a very unique situation that he directed that one film at 4C kind of thing. But then that story kind of never happened. But this first black-owned studio thing picked up. Totally true. Awesome, right? But now it seems every other, if not every, story is Black-owned studio did that, Black-owned studio did that, Black-owned studio makes Weekend video. Weekend teams up with Black-owned studio. So that's kind of today's topic, Black-owned studio. Pros and cons, what do you feel about that? Seeing that one phrase pretty much almost everywhere now that where our studio name is.
Yeah, it's very interesting because I was talking with one of my friends, and he's also in the industry, and he was going to, and they were putting out an article, and they actually did reach out to us first, which I was actually kind of grateful about that, and asked like, oh yeah, like, so is this your message? And I was like, that's actually not our message, right? And it's interesting because I think that people are getting confused. Like, I don't know. So perhaps with the people who are writing now, because that is how a lot of articles are done, right? They don't actually directly interview us. They just kind of, they take articles that already exist, interviews that have already been done, and then they piecemeal something and they put it out there, which is cool. Yeah, that's a process, and it helps to get stories done out faster. But I think that somehow, because of the article that was done, that did first say, first Black-owned studio, all the rest of the articles kind of jumped on that bandwagon, and then now it seems like that's become our message, and it's not a negative thing, and so I will just kind of say this, that. Because there are like some people who jump into the comments and it's like, why does it matter? And and I always feel that if that's in your mind, then that's an issue too. Because if it doesn't matter, then why are you commenting why does it matter, right? Because it obviously matters. Right?
It matters to an almost disturbing level for the people that commented.
Exactly.
Like there's probably a lot of people out there that think in their mind, and we'll get into our own opinions, and I think in our opinions also kind of, it's like in our minds we're kind of like, that really doesn't kind of matter. Other things kind of matter. But if you sit down and it's like,
get out of your way.
How come it matters that they're black? Well, now why did you feel you needed to say that?
And then they go on this huge rant, and then everybody's arguing, and it's like, well, obviously, so those are trolls, and then those people, have their own little bigoted corner that they should hang out in, because whatever, like, we're not going to talk about the reasons why why that's even become a title, why does being the first black anything, like, it would be great if the world could exist where we're still waiting for black people to achieve things, right? And like, but whatever, and then, because we don't hear that when like those first women astronauts had their first spacewalk together, no one said, why does it matter that they're women, right? And
right. It matters, and history does matter.
I guess history.
You want to make note of it. I get it.
And so it's like there's that, but just to get back on topic, so like when people say why does it matter, like that's not what we're talking about right here. Like what Harry and I are specifically talking about is that actually isn't our message though, and so we kind of like. We don't want people to think that that's our message, and it's cool, like whatever, like that's nice, that's a cool title, but that's not kind of what we stand for, like our studio is really diverse, and
well, it's interesting. You haven't even, you say that's not what we stand for, but to me, nothing about standing for anything has been mentioned yet, right? So I think the issue is just what messages will people make up in their head, right? So a vlog like this is a great point where we're kind of, what is it, stage, or we have the ability to immediately tell people, right, information, right? So it is a 100% fact that this is the first black-owned studio, right? So for me personally, anyone that says that line, this is just me personally, I'm like, well, that's just a factual statement. Boom, done, right? It means nothing to me. It's true, and I think it's great that people are inspired by that message, and so I'm happy that people are sharing that and inspired by our studio and everything like that. It's only positive. In the comments section, I've seen a bunch of people though use the phrase like, oh, this is the black studio. That's the black studio. Hey, is this the black studio you were telling me that? Yeah, that's the black studio. Now hold on, because that's a different phrase. It is factual information. It's the first black-owned studio. You're the CEO and owner. Ta-da, right? But I think it erases the existence of the fact that we're actually, not to be super kumbaya about it, but to be honest, we are just a really diverse studio.
Yeah,
if you go
people
seat
from
by
all
seat, it
over the
really
place.
is totally different.
Yeah.
And it naturally kind of happened that way just because I think that's our thinking.
Yeah.
But if you do go around the studio, it is black person, white person, Japanese person, Asian but not Japanese, right? And so to say the black studio, I think, gives the impression that it's a studio filled with 25 black artists sitting in Tokyo, Japan, which if that was true, great, right? Like there's nothing even bad about the phrase the black studio, but I think that it gives out the wrong information. I don't want wrong information out. It's a black owned studio that's a super diverse studio in the middle of Tokyo, right? That's what it is. The black studio kind of negates the existence of the Indonesian artists here, of the Japanese artists here, etc.
Yeah, and I think that's what it really comes down to. It's just like what you just said just now. It just negates the existence of the other artists, and so like I like. And I think we like that, that people can be inspired, and that, there's a lot of young black artists out there who are inspired and who want to become animators now. That's amazing. And then hey, like if we achieve that, that's cool. That's cool too. But there are other artists here who work just as hard, who are hard workers, and they have their own culture, and and they're representing their culture, and so when the articles and things come out, we hope that is the message. Like if anything, if they want to choose a title, like I don't know, like just a diverse studio. Like here's this first diverse, a crazy diverse studio in the middle of Tokyo. Like that's interesting. That's a cool title. And then to get to the point where some people say, why does it matter? Yeah, like I think like none of that should have to matter. And it's just cool. Like people just call us by our name, right? Like they are Shtajio. Here's this cool studio that's out there. And
if it right at the very beginning when the information about the studio is just coming out, I totally get it. And to be honest, it would be good if everyone in the world kind of knew certain information about us. So I'm down with it at the moment, let's say. But if the image of the studio and what people immediately think many years into the future now remains to infinitely be the black studio doing something, as opposed to, De Art Shtajio, oh, you mean the studio that made all those amazing things? Then that is unfortunate, to be honest. Then that, to be honest, it's funny, the person saying it might even be saying it in like a loving way. They might be like, oh man, the black studio in Japan, I love those guys. But in a way, you almost put us down, because at the end of the day, if you're saying that years in the future, we never became a Warner Brothers, a Walt Disney, and a production IG, a Trigger, right? We never became a just say the name, boom, you have an image kind of thing. So I hope we can prove just the power of De Art Shtajio and let that name itself represent.
Yeah, I think so. It's like, I guess because, so some people always say, oh, I don't see color and all this kind of stuff. I don't believe in that, and I don't even believe in that statement. I think that's silly. Like, artists can't say that, right? Like I'm a background painter. Of course I see color. Like,
I don't see any of that. I actually don't know if you're white or black. I don't know. I've never thought about it, to be honest.
Color. But but we do hope that we can get to a point where race doesn't matter, right? Like, and so, like, of course, like you said, like, it's a fact, this is the first black-owned studio. That's cool. Like, that's something. But that's not what's gotten us here, and like, we had to work really, really hard. Everyone's worked really, really hard. And we want people to kind of celebrate our achievements, not only just because of our race, And so I hope that the things that we're doing is so that people appreciate those things and see those things first before just kind of seeing our race, and like in everyone's race, right? Like it shouldn't be like, okay, Henry's right, like Henry's white, let's give him some work, or something like that, right? Like it should just be like this studio is working really hard and they're doing some cool things, like let's work with these guys.
Now, that being said, if some black celebrities are inspired to contact us and would like to work with us, please call Arthel. I'll stay out of the conversation.
please call us. No, I think it's just more like we just like Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just I always feel that in our comment sections that sometimes the conversation gets off of what it is that we're even doing, because then it'll just be like this long diatribe between people arguing over race and stuff.
Well,
And,
I guess just think about a lot of. I think the attitude of the people who are supportive of the first Black studio, let's say, is probably coming from a positive place of thinking about people's feelings and caring about them and stuff like that, right? So just consider this. Also think about the artist's feelings, just the artist, right? And so the Japanese artists that worked on the project, the art director, the animation director, and things like them. If you post the comment, "Oh, they're the Black studio," do you think that comment would make them feel good, or would they feel like, "Oh, I guess that got ignored"?
Called Black. What's wrong with that?
Well, if the comment is suggesting that it's not a diverse studio, though, right? And like truly, the only reason that you even liked the production was because it came from the Black studio, because then it's like, oh, they like the project. Like, why are they saying they like the music video? I hope they're saying they like the music video because they thought I did great work on the music video. Yeah. But if the comments don't show that, oh, this is great work, and I'm just supporting this because the CEO is Black, awesome, boom, that's all that I needed.
And that's a good point too, because which is kind of cool, because even with the Weeknd's video, which like we don't want to make this about his video, but the cool thing about the comments was that actually had none of the comments really. Like I think there was like one.
Right, the Weeknd videos. Comments, so in total fairness, the comments on that one were really positive.
They really are only focused on the video and stuff. But the articles came out saying that, and I was just like, why does that have to be the narrative, right? Like it just is kind of like those stories are already out there, so there's already a number of articles that already say that we're the first Black studio, and that's cool. So, but now let's just have the next articles just be about like what we're trying to do.
For me, mainly it's information, right? I just want right information out there. So the information that talks about founding and stuff like that, that's all correct information. Boom, that's good. But just on a personal note, I've gotten actually, I think, 3 messages now, personal like DM messages by people, and they're saying something along the lines of, they were all like very different people contacting me for different reasons, but like one of them was like a woman contacted me, "Oh my God, you're such an inspiration. Would you mind talking to my son? He looks up to you as a strong Black man working in the anime industry." And I was like, why? Like, see, now I have to awkwardly say, "Oh, thank you so much, ma'am, for the, like the support." But the information
I'm a
is
strong white man.
Unfortunately, there is a little. But why'd she get that impression? Because I'm sure the only comments she saw were people like, "Yo, this is a Black studio. This is a Black studio." So it's a diverse studio, right? Like when you walk in here, you're gonna see people all over the place, right?
Yeah. That little Mexican guy over there behind the camera. You get people from all over, man. All over. So, but yeah, so that's just that. Like, it'll be interesting. But we are really interested in, I mean, who knows, maybe this topic might go on a little bit longer, because like we are interested in your comments. So,
look, as the first, I would say, truly diverse studio in Japan, right? Because everywhere might have a foreigner or two, but I don't think there's anything like our room, to be honest, right? I think the topic of race will come up again and again and again through many vlogs, and that's fine. But yeah, this is another one of those episodes, and we had some stuff I guess we needed to get off our chest. Yeah, but definitely, post some comments in the comment section. We are curious to hear everyone's opinion about it as well. And you, as like followers of the vlog who've watched all of the episodes know, we really do read the comments, and then future vlogs are based off of those comments. So make some comments, and we'll get back to you.
See what we'll be talking about next.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Shtajio ga daiji.
Shtajio ga daiji. See you next time.
Peace.